Welcome to Winning with Investment Clubs. So today I was thinking to myself, is it just me? I can't seem to name a single company that was started and operated by a Zambian in the 60s, in the 70s, or even 80s that still exists long after the founder died or something. I would like to know from any one of you, ladies and gentlemen, can you name one or two companies that have endured up to the present time, from way back, from perhaps 2, 3, 4 decades ago? Which one is it? So, it seems that there's a trend, there's a pattern, there's a phenomenon in this country where we fail to put up generational businesses. Usually somebody starts a business, when they die, the business dies with them. Now, contrast that with what we have observed amongst the Indian community, for example. A lot of the people that are running, for example, the shops in Kamwala, in terms of the Indians, are fourth, maybe sometimes even fifth generations. That means that the people that started the business, those ones who originally came from India, have long since passed away. And so their children took over, and those children also have passed away. And so now you're looking at fourth or fifth generations still running the businesses that those original founders started. Why is that not possible amongst ourselves as Zambians? I guess that's a homework all of us must try and find answers to. Because if, for example, somebody in my family had started a business in the 60s or 70s, today we would not be struggling to find what to do. We would just have carried on with that particular family business. So, winning with investment clubs. This is something that investment clubs, in my view, can do in terms of ensuring that the businesses we start actually are given what is called perpetual succession. To ensure that these businesses outlive the founders. Okay? This we have seen with companies from further afield. Take Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was founded in the 1800s. The brand is still still very strong. It's grown in leaps and bounds over the decades. Okay, so I'm thinking that investment clubs can help us achieve that sort of thing. Because investment clubs, for example, there's what we call perpetual succession. So those that start the investment club, over time they will leave the club, or through resignation or death or whatever, natural selection, things happen, people leave. But those that leave are replaced. So the investment club continues on. Check, for example, the most successful investment club on the continent of Africa, Trans-Century Company Limited. It's about 27 years old now. The ones that started it have cashed out. They've since sold their shareholdings, and the investment club has actually transformed into an investment group, having interest in telecommunications. They are in energy. They are in transportation. They are into venture capital investments, all sorts of things. The original members have since gone, and new people have taken over. Okay, so I think that we need to have these conversations as Africans, as Zambians, particularly, where we will start things today that will outlive us, and our great-great-grandchildren can come and find these businesses. Okay, why aren't we able to create enduring brands? This is a question I think all of us should be able to interrogate and reflect on. And my argument is that maybe at individual level, these are things that are not very easy to do. But as a group, as an investment club, this is easy to do. Okay? If somebody dies, if somebody leaves the group, the business does not have to die with them or end when the founders are no longer active. Okay? Let me give an example of one other investment club that has been very, very successful. So there are 10 guys that got together and decided to do something about their retirement. Okay, so they were still working, but they were thinking, what are we going to be doing in retirement in terms of how are we going to ensure that we'll still have income to take care of ourselves? So 10 of them agreed that they would take 20 years to develop 2 properties. That means that at the end of the 20 years, each person would get at least 2 properties. So they agreed to put together 3,000 rands. These guys in South Africa. So 10 of them, that's 30,000 a month. That's 360,000 rand a year. So with that kind of money, they could buy a property or develop one. The good news is that they are now in their 10th year, and they have managed 12 properties. So they are moving well ahead of their target. Again, the power of numbers. It's of course individuals can do this, but it's pretty difficult to do at individual level. But as a group, 10 years later, the enthusiasm is still as strong as it was before. I have no doubt that by year 15, they will have met their targets, so they can share their houses. And when they retire, each person has 2 properties to their name. What is wrong about that? So these are things that I think we need to really think about, so that we can change the trajectory on our continent in terms of this wealth creation discussion that has entered a lot of our conversations these days. So set yourselves a goal as a club. Ensure that everybody is committed to making your dream work out, even if that means that you automate your contributions, because this is what these guys did. It wasn't a question of every month you get money and then you decide, do I send, do I not? No, they just set up standing orders with the banks, and money was automatically deducted from the accounts into the account for the investment club. And 10 years later, the thing is working out for them. So these are things that you could consider with your family members, with your former schoolmates, with your workmates, with whoever. The idea is that let's get together and create wealth together. I always say that a lot of people exaggerate what they can achieve alone. Okay, there's so much that we can achieve together, which at individual level is not so straightforward. So think investment clubs. You always win with investment clubs because there's power in numbers. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your attention.